behind the apex of your tear, go about 1 centimetre above the apex and take a bite. Not a very deep one, just about 1/2 centimetre down. That actually will provide an anchor for your stitches, but it'll also be good for if there's any blood vessels that have been involved in the tear here and retracted, you'll be able to occlude them by tying off up above. Okay, and then do a square knot. And tie and cut off that loose end there. Okay. So with your vaginal stitches, they are continuous sutures. They're not locked, they're continuous. And to do that, you're coming, my rule roughly is about go down 1 centimetre from your last one and about 1/2 centimetre in from the edge of the tear. So you'd be going in about there. Now watch where you go with your suture. I usually find that I go down, watch where the needle goes and come back up, and in that you're actually picking up some of your muscle layer. And then go up to the other side, about 1/2 centimetre from the edge of the tear. I might just do that one again. Yep. And you just continue these sutures all the way down until you get to just behind the hymenal ring. The idea is that you oppose the edges, so be mindful of your tension. You don't want your sutures to be too tight, because often you'll cause pain for the woman, because when you get a little bit of swelling later on, it can be quite painful. So I usually do this in 2 bites, like I said, just so that you have a little bit of control with where your needle is going. Now, when you come to the hymenal ring, you don't want to be suturing the hymenal ring or suturing any of the remnants, but just make sure that the hymenal ring joins as a landmark in your vagina, so that you know that you've got your sutures for the vaginal wall in a good alignment. Okay, so then I cut this off. And I put a hemostat on the end of this, and I just tuck that away behind, up in the woman's groin, and we will later on use that to tie off with. So you can see the vaginal wall stitches there. Then I take my needle holder and my needle again, and we're going to do interrupted sutures to the muscle. So have a look. See where you've got to suture. Also have a feel, use your finger to have a bit of a feel. That'll give you an idea about how to put these ones in. Okay, so following in just on the muscle there on one side, coming out to the very edge, and watch where you go with your needle. Okay, so that's one of the interrupteds in, and what you probably do just here is a square knot. And then cut that one off. Don't make your ends too long, just less than 1/2 centimetre. Putting your needle back in your needle holder and having a feel. So I only need one more, so going in on that muscle layer on the side, coming out into the middle of the tear there. and turning your needle on the other around and coming out onto the other side. Yep, just so that you've brought those muscles back in alignment. And tie that off with a square knot. And cut those ends off. So have a little bit of a look. Yep, you've got that muscle back together again there, so that's good. So what we're doing now is the subcuticular to the perineal skin. So you need to anchor that stitch in the base or the apex of that perineal skin tear. Just take a little bite and anchor that with a square knot. Okay, and cut that end off there. The subcuticular is going to bring that skin back together again, and the sutures will all be on the inside, which causes much less pain. So coming down into the base of the tear and just coming up underneath the skin on the very, very edge there. Just under the skin. Now how I know where to come on the other side is I bring my thread across, and I know that I need to go in here. Bringing that fourchette back together again there. And just suture up onto the fourchette, just to, with your subcuticular stitches to, you get to the hymenal ring, and take it underneath and out onto the, behind the hymenal ring so that you can tie off. And you can see how that's brought the skin back together again. What I do is I cut my needle off and I do a square knot. Hemistad off and a square knot. Three throws to tie that off there, and here we have it, a 2nd degree tear. The knot is buried behind the hymenal ring. The idea is to not leave a knot anywhere near the fourchette because it causes more scar tissue. So when you finished your tear, go back through, have a look at the vagina, make sure you brought the mucosa back together again. Have a look at the skin. Make sure the skin's all nicely opposed, and of course follow that in